Welcome to the Leela Life Show. This is your host, Linda Andrews, and as always, an honor to be with you today. We are diving in a little bit to something that I hope you find very, very, very on point. And we're just talking about why clarity likely is not coming for you by thinking harder. And why is this important? I think at this time of the year, it's a time where it's easy to want to go really fast. At least I know that when I hear the new year, I feel that way. And yet at the same time, we're in nearly the midpoint of winter, and it may not be the time, like we were talking last week, to go very fast. So, as a reminder, you are capable and used to figuring things out, and you likely always will. But remembering that thinking harder isn't going to solve whatever you're navigating right now. And especially at this point in the year, like I said, especially navigating transitions, it can be a feeling of, is something wrong? Is something wrong with me that I'm not going faster? I'm not figuring this out. And remembering that the clarity is a state. And it is important that with this clarity, there's an element of timing. And so if you notice yourself spinning, 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 letting yourself find this state of clarity, noticing where overstimulation is stealing perhaps some of this clarity because it's not giving you the space, and noticing this twofold of scrolling and consumption. And how sometimes it's like, I want the answers. I'm gonna study more, learn more, consume more. But in that is the counter to what you may need, which is that state. And so when we're talking about a state of clarity, what am I actually talking about? I'm talking about calming your system, allowing in the calming clarity to come, and then letting the room for insights to percolate that then a decision can come on the other side of this. So, calm, thinking of calm as physiological, right? I'm not like, calm down. Let me motivate you into calm. It's literally bringing a state of calm into your system. And when this calm is increasing, that feeling of urgency, that pushing, that forcing can also then drop. And so when you are in that force, sometimes the actual decision you're looking for may then be the wrong decision. And then you have to end up going back in and reworking this, right? So in the aim for some calm and some space, let's get into the heart math practice right now, getting into the gratitude breath. If it feels good to have your hand on your heart, you can do that. If it feels good to close your eyes, obviously you're not driving, you can do that. And right now, as we starting this practice, pull in something that you genuinely appreciate, that you're genuinely feeling grateful for. It can be little moments, it can be people in your life. Let your imagination run wild. This isn't about positivity. This is about immersing your body, your physiology with a feeling of gratitude, orienting into the gratitude and opening at your heart center. And a part of this practice is fully come to your present moment. And so, first, just welcoming in silence, finding a 10% more comfortable position if you can. And we'll move through a full practice of this 6 full breaths, 10 seconds each, 4 seconds on the inhale, 6 seconds on the exhale. Taking a normal breath to start, inhaling and exhaling. And now a slow inhaling for the 4 count and exhaling for that 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll move through 5 more rounds of this, inhaling 4, 3, 2, 1, allowing the gratitude to be immersing your body, your field at a cellular level, exhaling 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling through your nose And exhaling through your mouth. And last two, inhaling and exhaling. And last round, inhaling and exhaling. And releasing, pausing here and feeling extra grateful for you in this moment. And just noticing how your body, your system feels right now than a few moments ago. And see what it feels like to allow in space, allow in silence, allow in calm, allow in gratitude, allow in peace. And so often when we're forcing decisions, these premature decisions, this can completely unravel or backfire because it is a forcing function. And then the second guessing comes in. And so that urgency, noticing if you're feeling like I'm being responsible, I'm making the decision, which I will say decisions come in one moment, but noticing that forcing versus allowing and the state that you are in as you're making the decision and allowing yourself to go back to a decision, come back to it, give it some space, some breathing room, and coming back to it, especially right now in winter. Can you give yourself the closing of loose ends? Can you say a no or a not yet where appropriate? We already talked a little bit about the consumption and the scrolling, but noticing the inputs, can you reduce that? Can you know that there's room for your insights, your opinions, your intuition, and these external inputs, external opinions, just that's part of that room. And in all of this, the grounding, right? Right now, you're feeling your feet connected to the ground beneath you, or imagining your feet connected to the ground beneath you, deeply connected to the core of this earth. And what a blessing to be on this earth. The space that you're creating often comes from subtraction. There's a natural inclination to add in more, add in more, add in more. But on a deeper level, is there an ask that is space, that is breathing room? And so we're getting close to our cross quarter day, that midpoint of winter. And so you start to notice your energy rising. And this is when gratitude and grounding matter more than ever. And so if you want to do some journaling, you can write and work through the following questions. You can pause this as we're going through them. Pause, write, come back to the next one, especially if you're new to a writing practice, a journaling practice, rewiring your neural pathways. And so I have some inquiry for you right now, all right? As you're navigating, pause and quiet, remembering this doesn't mean you're stuck. This is a time of stabilization, consolidation, and using your attention, imagining your attention as real as gold, as real as dollars, as real as any of your favorite currencies. And question one is, where is your attention leaking? What decisions feel urgent or heavy? Where are you forcing thinking? Where are you settling? Including what decision are you forcing too early? What may resolve with time? Are you honoring timing? Are you steadier than last season? Are you more erratic than last season? Remembering that prosperity is not always growth. Sometimes it is stability. It is room for alignment. It is room for you preserving yourself and making room for what matters most. Where can you notice more beauty in your life? finding the beauty in the quiet, in the fewer decisions, in the steadiness, letting gratitude be part of this grounding practice. What feels unexpectedly beautiful for you right now? What can you appreciate without changing anything? As a fellow visionary, I often get the little nudges and pulls to what is next and more. But I notice in that practice that it is powerful just as everything is sufficient as is. I am whole, worthy, and deserving as is. And rooting really and deeply and truly into that right now. And so, as a reminder, this stabilization, this is a process, it is in progress. Thinking of the space you're cultivating this as preparation for what is coming. And understanding as you find that calm, as you orient, your decision quality improves. And so I invite you to navigate your own transitions and your own decision making with the 22-day reset. If you haven't signed up for that, please feel free to check that out. And this can be a supportive rhythm container full of grounding for you right now as you're navigating the season that you are in. I wish you many blessings, and as always, thank you for tuning in to the Leela Life Show. Please feel free to drop a like, a subscribe, a share. Your time, energy, attention, and money means a ton to me, and wishing you many blessings on your way.